Hello everyone, welcome to Smita Kiran Biology classes. In this video, let us discuss pollen-pistil interactions. Pollination is a deposition of pollen grains released from anther to the stigma. As and when there is a pollination, it does not ensure the falling of right type of pollen grains. Right type of pollen grains are called compatible pollen grains with the stigma. That is, chemical composition of both should match. Sometimes there is a deposition of incompatible pollen grains. That means they may belonging to other species or they belong to the same flower if they are self-incompatible. Such pollen grains are called incompatible pollen grains. Now, in such cases, there is no germination of the pollen grains. Hence, the pistil will prevent germination of pollen grain and also pollen tube growth on stigma, and hence there are no post-fertilization or post-pollination events taking place. So that is called incompatible interaction between the stigma and the pollen grain. If the right type of pollen grains falls on the stigma, that is called compatible pollination. Now, in compatible pollination, stigma will allows the germination of pollen grain and it will encourage post-pollination events which are leading to fertilization later. Now, the interaction between the pollen grain and the stigma, that is acceptance or rejection by the pollen grain, is not one point event. It is a continuous dialogue between the pollen grain and the stigma. And for this, in recent years, it is discovered that some chemicals present in pollen and pistil are responsible. Now it start actual topic, the pollen-pistil interactions. Now, following the compatible pollination, that is when right type of pollen grains falls on stigma. Here I am writing a structure of pistil. Pistil, as we know, consists of stigma, style and the ovary, and within ovary there is presence of ovule, and ovule is having a opening small pore that is called micropyle. Now, following a compatible pollination, the vegetative cell of the pollen grain will produces pollen tube, and that pollen tube will comes out of the pollen grain through one of the germ pore. Now, at this time, the content of the pollen grain will get suspended into the pollen tube, and that content is one vegetative cell nucleus and two male gametes. And by this time, there is a production of two male gametes from the mitotic division that has took place in generative cell. Now, the pollen tube will start grow along the tissues of stigma and style, and remember, at any point it may stop, and this is called a incompatible interaction. But here we are discussing the compatible interaction, and successfully the pollen tube will reach the ovule and reach the ovary and enters into ovule. Now it will enters into ovule through the opening that is called micropyle. And we know that at micropylar end there is presence of egg apparatus which consists of two synergids and one egg cell. Here I am writing one synergid and one egg cell. Now this pollen tube will comes near the germ pore and it will enters into one of the synergid, and what does it contain? Two male gametes and one vegetative cell nucleus. And now all these events, starting from the deposition of right type of pollen grain on the stigma till the entry of pollen tube into the ovule through the micropyle, all are referred as pollen-pistil interaction. This is very important for 5 marks in theory exams. Here, the pollen tube will enter into the cytoplasm of synergid, and it is helped by the filiform apparatus and releases two male gametes into the cytoplasm. And these two male gametes, one male gametes will move into central cell, another will move into egg apparatus for fertilization.